Now, I want to take you into a very fascinating presentation. Uh, this presentation is the first ever in the history of the world. Why I say that? Because I know it has never been done the way I'm going to do it. And you're going to hear things that may shock you. I'm telling you, this what I'm just now going to do. Yeah. So here we go. This is going to be fun. Do you all remember this slide from last week? This is the this is the slide that was developed in utilizing the book The Star That Astonished the World by Ernest L. Martin. I don't know if any of you had the chance to look at that. Pretty good. It's very good. And then also utilizing a tool that we are going to get into today. And you'll see the value of this tool. And let's start. So, like I was saying before, I'm just repeating it. The stock market is an incredible business opportunity that respects no one, doesn't care if you make or lose money in it. All right. So, and I was telling you on the first day, doing what I'm doing. This is a history course, deep history course, biblical and Greek history course. And what you're going to learn in all those slides that you saw going through, you're going to see overwhelming corruption, abuse of power, murder of children, adults, family, deep hidden truths. That's today that I didn't know. Last Sunday, I was up all night arguing with what you're just going to see with ChatGPT. I am not kidding, or Grok, to get this. I wanted the answer, and ChatGPT finally got it. All right. The oppression and explanation as to when and why Jesus told two stories that suggest clues for trading in the stock market. Now, this author is very important to establish. We established his birth. Now, words matter. As I was saying to you before, what is the Latin word for fiction is fictio, if I say it right, to form fictus, fingere, Old French to mold. So I'm going to present ideas through stories molded and formed in my imagination, in my questioning, and call it fiction if you want to, without implying purposeful falsehoods. But at the same time, I'm going to be looking for fiction. I am going to be looking for falsehoods that you may not know, but you will today. So on the versions, I added one. Down next to the bottom, the Jubilee Bible 2000 is unique. It's similar to the Young's literal translation, but this one is actually better. This one was developed by a gentleman in the 1990s by the name of Russell Kendall, not Kendall, Stendel, Stendel, Russell M. Stendel. He was a missionary down in South America, knew Spanish very well, and what he did was he took the translations in Spanish from the 1600s, two gentlemen, and compared them with the King James and the Tyndale versions, and he then wrote this right here, the Jubilee Bible. Not to be confused with the Book of Jubilee. Please don't confuse it. This is a translation, and this one is pretty amazing to me. Now, so what we just saw last week in that planetarium up on the sky was a whole Virgo scene with the Virgin up on her head with the sliver moon under the feet. Remember that? And the sun shining and the 12 stars in Leo, 12 stars of Leo. That is probably the best candidate date for the birth of Christ. 11 September, 3 BCE at 5:53 p.m. when this whole thing developed. Just saying. That is and you say, well, Dr. Davidson, you're making up fiction. Well, I think my fiction's just as good as anyone else's. Okay? So here's the idea. Calculate the day and the time of Jesus' death. And this is a tough one. Which Passover in history? Oh, by the way, do y'all have your phones? Can you do me a huge favor on your phone? Go on your phone and download or get it open to TorahCalendar.com. TorahCalendar.com. You're going to want to do this. TorahCalendar.com. So, which Passover in history? And we're talking about Jesus Christ. Now, I consider myself in this an investigative reporter, okay? What that means is I am going to question everything because I want to know the answer. As investigators reporting on the death of Jesus Christ, is there a scientific instrument, tool, that is able to determine when that was? For this class, we'll use the creation calendar, and I call it a calculator. And I hope that the authors will give me permission to use that word. Creation calendar calculator, found on the website, and here it is in yellow, because if I were to click on it in the yellow when I put this together, it would take me right to the calendar. Has everybody got it downloaded and up and going? So while you're doing that, let me tell you a little bit about this calendar. This contains the NASA's 5 millennium canon of solar eclipses, minus 1,990, and basically 2,000 years in the past, plus 3,000 in the future, and 5 millennia canon of lunar eclipses. Now, you've got both lunar and solar eclipses in this program that we're looking at. It utilizes a C program component provided by Stephen L. Mosher, I hope I say it right, which modifies the ELP, I'm not sure what that stands for, ELP 2085 analytical lunar theory to align with the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. That's in Pasadena, California. I lived out there and I know where it's at. Jet Propulsion Laboratory, DE 404, from 3000 BCE to 3000 into the future CE. Okay. To find out how we can establish the death of Christ, there is going to be steps and specific criteria that you need to do. Now, if you were to go to the first Passover, you're going to check Exodus chapter 12, verse 1 to 6. Now this, I'm going to see if I can pull that up. Let me just go in on there. It's actually just talking, Exodus 12 is telling Moses and Aaron what they need to do to get ready for exiting Egypt. And in it, he's telling them that, listen, on each family, you need to come up with a lamb or a goat. And if need be, you will need to share it. That's Exodus 12 verse in there. I'm not sure exactly where it's lamb and goat. And you're to pick that goat from the herd on the 10th day of the new month, or Nisan 10. You're to hold on to that goat or sheep until the 14th of Nisan. That is the Passover that night when you will kill those animals. And then the next is the 15th of Nisan, where we're out of here. We're out that night, and on the 15th, we will then continue to travel. On the 16th of Nisan, we need to then, in history, we're going to start a count to count. that counter after the 15th, or the 15th, the 16th, the priests are to wave the Omer. The Omer is for what comes 50 days later. 50 days to Pentecost. Okay, that 50-day count. Now on the next day, or depending on the space between that counting of the Omer, the first biblical seventh day or Saturday is called the first week of the counting. There are 7 of them, and I'll show you this. Week one, first of the weeks, second of the weeks, third of the weeks, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. You add times 7, that's 49, and then on the next day is 50 days. Do you follow that? And we'll show this. Now, what I want to do is, better yet, let me go back on the, oh, by the way, this is today. I want you to see this. Guess what? Guess who died today?
Herod. Yeah.
And he's in our course. This guy, Herod. All right, I'm going to back off and go back in here. So here we go. I'm just going to read through these so you got an idea. So we need to open the calculator to Nisan month 1 at 1437 BCE. We'll do that. Verify the crescent moon day. Go to Nisan day 14. Establish day of the week. It happened to be Sunday. Take your male 1-year-old unblemished lamb or goat, which then on the 10th, it was Wednesday, to watch. Sacrifice animals day 14. Establish printed events when we'll look at it on day 14. This event and day historically starts the annual Passovers to present time. Establish the candidate Passovers between 28 CE, 15th of Tiberius, and we'll talk about that, to 36 CE, when history shows that both Pontius Pilate and High Priest Caiaphas, along with Ananias, were no longer in office. Then you establish the Passovers that allow for sign of Jonah. That's Matthew 29, 39 through 41, which it states, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. And that's actually happened. It was 3 days and 3 nights. Okay. Remember that for any day of the week, a Passover Nisan day 14 is a preparation day for Nisan 15. No matter where it is, it is called a Sabbath. Whether it's on a Sunday to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it doesn't matter. It's preparation, Sabbath, Omer, and then counting 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th weeks. All right. So now we need to use the creation calculator, find the Passover year that allows for all biblically related events. And while I'm doing that, I have up here, I should have got these out. Day 1 through 7. Ooh. Here's one.
Drop the block under the table.
Okay. This one is, I should have had these out. Oh, here we go.
Could have asked Dan or White.
Okay. Okay, I need that one. I don't need that one. I need, that one is our Mina selling. There were 40 blocks and I almost got every one of them. There's your stock. Here we go. XYZ. And then the most important one in here is this next one. This is, you will see, I've got them all hooked together. P stands for Preparation Day. Nisan 14. The next one for 15 is the Sabbath for that Passover, whenever it is. Waving the Omer sheath, and R for resurrection. Okay, so what I want to show you is that anywhere, I'm going to take these down, anywhere along in each month, 14 and 15 could be any day of the week along 1 through 7, and then you say, well, what if it extends out? Let's say if it was a Friday for 14, 15. Well, now, okay, so here it is. Here's what we got. If it's a Friday, then we have preparation, then we have a Sabbath annual, we have the waving of the Omer, and then the resurrection. You go, that doesn't sound right. Well, let's take a look. So I was going to play with this. I've just run through these quickly. I tried to, it may be published on there. I don't know. I just had to do it. I wanted to know how far back this tool would go. And that's it. Month 1, Hebrew month 1 for 3,980 BCE. If you go to, I'll show you what that looks like. If you go to 81, no data. It's not there. Okay, now what I did was pull up, this is it. This is the farthest back this calendar will go, and I want you to pay attention to this. There is a ton of information on this slide about Passover where we have, this was 2,000 years before it even existed on this calendar. You follow me? So what it does, it takes the new moon, Rosh Chodesh, spiritual new moon, Exodus 12, 1 through 2. Should I enlarge this? Can you see it? Okay. Let me try it. There. Now, so when you hit the new one, you have to find your 1415. And it just so happens back in 390 BCE, it hit on the 7th day. Now, I'm going to give you some guidance on what you're seeing up here. First day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day, sixth day, seventh day. In Hebrew, Yom, day, Rishon, meaning day 1. I don't know the Hebrew that well. Sheni, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, no, it's by itself. Okay, so now we come down, calendars clean. Now we get to the 14th, and now we have a preparation day for the annual 15th. That's a Sabbath right there. Now, here is what's the next criteria on here is that you have the waving of the sheath starting Omer, day 1, unleavened bread, first fruits. Now, continuing down line, 2, 3, 4, 5, day 6, first Sabbath. In Greek, Sabbaton in the Greek. First of the Sabbaton. Now, it continues. First week, second week, and we'll look at this, and I'm going to show you here's what it says, is out of range. Just to show you can't go back any further. So, and I threw it out into the future, year 3000 CE, and what is that going to look like? So here we are. It's exactly the same as when we started on this calendar. The same criteria. Starts here, there. Just, I don't know. Coincidental? I have no idea. But we've got the same info here now. Now I'm going to go in detail using 2000 BCE. Why? Because that was before the Exodus. Just to let you see how the calendar works. And on your calendar, here it is in 2000 BCE. Now, what do we have? 14, day 14. Day 14 falls on a Thursday, 5th day. So now we have preparation. We have the annual Sabbath. We now have the first of Omar, which, well, I'll show you biblically, it can start that day. It must be after the high annual to get that. But then it's first, second, and then we'll go down. Let's go to the next month in 2000, Hebrew 2. And if you'll see, third week, fourth week, fifth week, sixth week, and we're at day 36. Oh, we got more days to go. So we go to the third month. Now, look at this. Let me back up. Here, down here, we're at day 43. So we need 7 more days. And there it is. 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, Shavuot, Pentecost. But what's missing up there? What is missing? There's no more week numbering. No more week numbering. No more week numbering. None. And you can go anywhere in this calendar, excluding month 1 through 3, and you will never see any information about week numbering anywhere. It's only in month 1, 2, and 3. Period. Why is that important? We'll get to it. So, now, continuing on here, this is, what am I in? Okay, there we go. So now, here we are. This is the month right before the Exodus. And let's see what it looks like. Here's what it looked like. A blank sheet of paper. Nothing. Except 2 things. If you use your calendar and go up here, you will see a P and a T. That is, there is a partial solar eclipse and a total lunar eclipse. So if you were to go on live, and if you click on that, there will come another screen that allows you to actually play it. And you can watch the sun or the moon get eclipsed. And there's a way to be able to look at the maps, and I'll have to do this. Where am I on my time? So here is the next month, 1437. Now this has got a ton of information on it, totally from the month before to here. Look at this. It's just loaded. We have the spring. We have the first visible moon, crescent moon. Then we have day 1. We go all the way to day 14 for the Israelites. Getting out of Egypt was a Sunday. Right there. And at midnight, there was a lot happening. Death of the firstborn, Passover, go to set, leaving Ramsey, leaving Egypt. Day 1 of unleavened bread, and then day Omar here, doing the Omar, boom, 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 boom. First Sabbath all the way down here. Second, and what's also interesting is that not only in the Passover instructions, the 15th and the 21st are always considered annual Sabbaths in Passover. Boom, boom. Blue. When you look at the blues, all the blues, now we're down here to second. But I want to show you this 2 years before. And here is what I did on month 7. Look at all the blues. There's a bunch of blues. That's the most blues that you'll get in a month is right there. 8 of them. 4 plus 4. What on earth's going on? That's considered a Sabbath, Yom Teruah, the beginning. This one, Yom Kippur, and then Sukkot at the end of the 8th day. Boom, 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 boom. But do you see any week? No, none. No first week or second week, third, none. Those are blank. Why? Because it's in the 7th month. Okay, and I've already introduced you to the blocks. This is what it came in. And I thought this is it encourages letter and number recognition. Okay, the art of learning. And we are in the Institute of Continuing Learning, yes? Yeah, right here. Our toys spark your students' imagination with the quality products designed to foster creativity as they explore the world around them. It's just one reason why learning is at the heart of our toys. Here's my blocks. For me, I think the best way to analyze the candidate Passover years from year 28 CE to 36 is to see them in what I call a 4-day block series. Right there. Now, it includes all the needed criteria. The needed criteria must include the sign of Jonah, 3 days, 3 nights. And here's the kicker. Here is the key. The key to this is what was given. Let me see if I can find the key. Oh yeah, here we go. There's the key. Right there. The key comes from 4 books. It comes from Mark, it comes from John, and more importantly, it comes from Luke. Why am I so big on Luke? Luke, of all the writers, was extremely educated.
He was a physician.
Correct. And we will go into how he got his education and what they think that's later in our history. Now, he wrote specific words for a reason. And so, to find the date of Jesus' birth, I need those criteria. And here it talks about, in Leviticus 23, Moses talking to them. He's talking about a 6-day, 7th weekly, but go down to verse 5. The 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord's Passover. The 15th is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. 7 days you'll eat it. The first day is a holy convocation. Like I said, where's my 4? If this is 14, this is 15. I don't care where you put this. You will have, if it's 3rd, 4th, Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, it's going to be a preparation to a Sabbath. People need to understand that terminology, preparation to an annual, 15th and the 21st of Nisan. Now, so what else do we got? This is the Omer. You're to count from the morrow from this Sabbath, the annual Sabbath, you start a count. 7 Sabbaths shall be complete. Even unto the morrow after the 7th Sabbath, you are to go 50 days. Those 50 days are only in month 1, 2, and 3. Done. There are no other 50 days anywhere in the year.